What's up, Juventini? Welcome back to the AJC, your channel dedicated to Juventus. And what a show today. Victory show on Monday and deadline day show in the mercato. And Comolli, hey, he's living by the motto, everybody. Fino alla fine, right at the wire. You got Zhegrova coming in. You got Openda coming in. We've got news on Nico Gonzalez. We got news on Barreto. And it looks like Jonathan Klaus could be coming in as well. So, hey, he waited to the bitter end. He's a patient man. He's a patient man, but in the end, the deal strike. And we also will recap and talk about Genoa and Juventus with Juve walking away the 1-0 victory and Dusan Vlahovic doing it again off the bench. We got ourselves some storylines, everybody. We got some storylines. We're going to have a fun one today. Got Skanga, got Frankie with me. Skanga, how you doing, brother?
End of the summer, buddy. Labor Day here in North America. So this is the official end of the summer. I should be back a little bit more often now. You know, here we go. Vacation's over. It's go time. And remember, everybody, pull up your pants because it's go time.
Oh, easy on the pants. Easy on the pantaloni. We'll talk about that. Frankie, how you doing, man? We always appreciate having you around. It doesn't happen as often as we would like, but we'll take whatever we can get with you, brother. It's good to see you. How you doing?
Good to see you guys. Happy to be here. And it's always summer here in Puerto Rico, so.
Puerto Rico.
Whoa. All right. Hey,
God.
Take it easy at picking at the scab there with the weather there, okay? And it's not always summer here, Frankie, so take it easy there, all right? Don't rub it in, okay? But I heard that the AJC party this season is going to be in Puerto Rico, and Frankie's hosting everybody. We'll put up flyers. We'll put them across all our socials. Huge party there, okay? But and hopefully a Scudetto party this season. But pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. We'll get into all of that. Everybody in the army right now, do us a favor, drop a like while you're in here. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We see you all in the chat already. Gio, Cugino Eddie, Dan Davenport, Matteo C, Tony Roast Beef, still an epic handle. Bino Bianconeri, Ori. Great to see you all. We're gonna have a lot of fun here, and Skanga, your fans coming out here, loving to see you back in here. Tuna saying the Skangavino is back. Happy to see you, and we've got some action. So, the army, we let you decide. What do you want? You want the quick recap, the quick and dirty on Genoa, Juve, or do you want us to get right into the news on deadline day? Talk a bit about the match afterwards. You guys hit me up in the chat right now. I have a feeling I know which route we're going to go, and it's probably going to be hit the iron while it's hot and get to the news. All right? And we do have they want quick recap, deadline day, quick recap, deadline day, Genoa later, deadline day. Okay, deadline day it is. Let's get things started, okay? So Nico Gonzalez, funny thing is, you kind of do have to talk about Genoa. They subbed him into the game, and I was like, don't let anything happen yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, it was pretty wild. I was like, man, has this ever happened? Imagine he scored a winner or something, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, minus 20 points for Juventus because you sold him. Listen, it worked out. He did his goodbyes literally in the tunnel afterwards to his team. The one thing I will say about Nico Gonzalez, he did not pose an issue. He took it like a champ. He's like, you know what? I'm out. I'll go to Atletico. I'll find a team and whatnot. And he did it. There's many that have left us high and dry. So at least I can appreciate that the club said, you know what? We're willing to move you. And he moved on. Okay.
He was also having those lady friend issues, so he was probably like, I gotta get...
you know what? Hey, man, it is what it is. I think I'd prefer maybe that route than the ladies of the night like Adrian Rabiot, who, by the way, Milan picked up. So Max has his lover back. Now we get to Nico Gonzalez. Out. Okay, this is all happening while I'm on the watch along. I'm trying to get into this game, this Genoa thing in the background. You got Lou jumping in the chat. He's like, dude, Nico's going. Zhegrova's coming in. So Zhegrova, he lands. Okay, so we get Aaron Zhegrova. And remember Eddie Rama, okay? Throwing out that Albanian passport. Big Juventus fan, the Prime Minister of Albania there, hooking this guy up. So he is listed as just a standard player. He is not going to be considered a foreigner because the new FIGC rule considers the Albanian passport as not going to qualify as a non-European. So he's good to go. And there you go. He arrives today. And, we'll talk about the thoughts on this. We've got a deal of just over 20 million euros. Okay. Final contract year. Hasn't played since December. Had adductor issues. Had to have surgery. Had adductor issues in years prior there. At the end of the day, how do you guys feel about this move at that price tag and everything like that? We'll start with Frankie, then get to Skanga. So Frankie, Zhegrova.
I think it's a good deal. I think the ceiling is a bet because of injuries, not because of the player. I think quality-wise, the guy is awesome. He destroyed us last year. It was frankly ugly to watch.
Oh, he's that guy.
Yeah,
with all the speed on the outside. Yeah. All right.
Extremely quick. Good control of the ball. He's a lefty. He's like Consensao, but what he does have is that blazing speed in open ground that Chico sometimes struggle with. So I think it's a good deal. The money is not that big. You are switching a player in Nico that you're probably not gonna use that much with a player that you're probably gonna use much more. So for me, it's a no-brainer, man. And it's a player that I like.
Yeah. And yeah, there's variations on what we're hearing for the final deal, but I'm kind of sticking with Romano here. The others have been kind of all over the map, and he said just in excess of 20 million. I'm going to go with that. If it ends up being the 12 plus 3 that you saw, Mark, that's a hell of a lot better. And now all of a sudden that risk is mitigated quite a bit more, right? So I think it's going to be in excess in 20. But Skanga, how you feeling about this Zhegrova pickup? And I know that let's just say that hopefully the Italy factor can play in here when it comes to the pants, guys.
Pull up your pants. Pull up your pants. What are we doing here? This is not a style. Someone tried to tell me this morning that this is some sort of style. This is not a style. Pull up your pants.
Pull up your pants, man. Don't worry. The Italian factor will play in. He spent a lot of time in France there. Now you're coming over to Italy. They'll teach you how to wear your slacks there, bro.
Is it because the belt pushes on the adductor? Is that why the belt is so low? Because you don't want to hurt the
Is that how he heard it?
Surgery?
Too much tension? Too much pressure from the belt? Those pants up.
That's how I hurt mine.
Now, in terms of the move, Nico out, Zhegrova in.
You want to know something? It's for the price tag and from the limited play I've seen this guy do, you can't beat it, right? The injury is going to be an issue. Again, I like Nico. I was hoping we can keep him for another season. I had high hopes for the guy, but we basically sold him for what we bought him for, didn't we? I don't think we lost that much on him if we lost anything. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with the deal. And to Frankie's point, this is higher ceiling, low floor.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like you're taking a little bit of a flyer, but it's not a huge risk at that price tag. And the ceiling, like the potential is there. Yeah. It's big, right? It is what it is. They made a decision. They wanted to go this route. I'm fine with it. If he's playing, if he's good to go, that's a big one. That's a big one. Because if he can stay fit, it's going to be hard to find a player with that kind of impact for that price tag. So, you got that price tag because he's on final contract year, because of that issue, not playing since December and the surgery and everything. So it is what it is. It's a flyer. If he goes down, well, you've got some coverage. And I mean, they brought in also Openda.
See you later, Frank.
So, was it something I said?
No. Is it because the Puerto Rico we're having the party?
Now, you also brought in Openda. Okay, so this is another move. This one we've got mixed reports on price tags too. It was originally stated and reported, and this one was by Fabrizio Romano. This one was by Fabrizio Romano. There he is. There he is. He said in around 40 million total package, or just in. So then we get some other reports that are claiming loan fee that includes add-ons at 4 million. But you guys know me. I don't factor in the 1-year rental price. I don't factor in that loan. It is what it is. Even if we were going to rent Kolo Muani for 1 year at 10 million and then purchase, I don't factor into the purchase price. So you got 4 million plus add-ons, or with add-ons. You've got 42 million obligation to purchase, and then you have 5 million in possible bonus add-ons and a potential sell-on clause. So that's kind of where it ends up with Openda. The thing with this one is guys are telling, because I'm a little bit iffy on this one, and it's kind of 47 million is what we'll go with. We won't consider the loan in there. But he is one of 5 players that since 22-23 has scored over 50 goals and had 15 assists minimum. He's one of 5 players in that list. He's
pretty good company there. Yeah.
And it's great company, because if you look at the other players that are in there with him, it's Haaland, Kane, Lewandowski, and Salah. So it's good company. This guy's he's known for his work rate. I'm going to say, though, this SOB can start off by apologizing to Bremer, because you made our life living hell last year just from that bump where it messed up his knee. So you could start off by walking up to the big man and saying, you know what? My bad.
Well, maybe he saved us from Moda.
Hey, fair.
Maybe he saved us from Moda.
I still want him to apologize. Now, when you get to this guy, striker has covered in on wingers, so you get a little bit of help there. Frankie, your thoughts on the Openda pickup?
It's a pickup that it's not that I don't like him. I think he's a good player. I think he's a good player. The thing is, I think that from the money you're spending, because you're going to spend the money, it's not like it's loan and option. There's some other positions that maybe you could have reinforced that we needed more. I think he's a hell of a player. I think he's not a pure striker, so he can play with David and with Vlahovic, but I'm not that sure about this signing. Maybe he turns out to be a great player. I really hope so. It's not that I don't like the guy. The ceiling is high with him.
Yeah.
But I'm not that sure about how he's going to play in Italy. And if we compare him with Colo, who we already saw him, the feeling is not the same. But the price is not as high as the Kolo Muani price. He's young. He has ceiling. So
even on salary, it's significantly less when it comes to Openda. And you've got good salary on Zhegrova as well. So these are really key factors for Juve as well, right? And they were making things a little bit difficult when you look at those other guys. You've got Zhegrova at the age of 26. Openda is 25 years old. So,
nice.
I mean, these guys could be potentially hitting the strongest of years when it comes to players, right? Getting him at the right time. The one thing with Openda, I will say that you like, is that when you look at his injury record, he missed one game in 24-25 season, and it was for a knock. That is it since his professional days.
Good job.
So
he's going to be
medical. Let's not fuck this one up, okay? So
Douglas Luiz came in here last year with no injury record, and all of a sudden,
this guy's even lower than Luiz, man. We're talking one knock, 6 days, one game, like that's it. If J-Med does something here, then we know that thing is cursed.
Burn it down.
I will go personally, and I will burn that building down. All right, so we got Zhegrova, we got Openda. The mercato is not done for Juventus.
Not even close.
They are going to push for a wingback. Jonathan Klaus seems to be the name that Juve is going to go after. For me, watching that game yesterday,
we need it.
You have to bring. If I have to stare down the barrel of when one guy is missing, Kostic and Kelly, Kalulu and Gatti at the same time was enough to make me contemplate doing some very ugly things. Okay, I can't see that anymore. You got to break it up. You got to break it up. I know it was a coverage thing because Joao Mario, I would have never subbed out Joao Mario. You needed to keep one guy dynamic in there. Nonetheless, we went with it. The funny thing was, Kostic got the assist, but my God, was he awful defensively. Everybody got around him. Everybody got around him.
It wasn't good yesterday. He did not have a good showing yesterday at all.
So we need it. Jonathan Klaus, I believe he's 32 years old. I think he's up there for age. He's kind of been around several clubs. I've heard mixed, because I don't follow him a whole bunch, but I've heard mixed reviews. I heard some that say as a piece, a support piece in a squad would actually be a good pickup. I've heard others say don't waste your time with the guy. It's going to be a cheap deal. They want 15 and Juve's trying to push for even less. At that point, I'm happy with something that breathes, that can offer support for your main big guys, that just needs to be better than having Kostic out there on the pitch. Or Kalulu at right wing back, which I don't like one bit. And I got to admit,
that wasn't good either.
I thought he could do it going into the season. I am mistaken, and I was wrong. I don't like it. Frankie, what do you think if Jonathan Klaus is that last pickup?
That's the signing that I want. That's what, when I was talking about Openda, that I was not sure. It's because we needed a fullback and we needed a wingback. Kalulu can play wingback. He's not a bad player. He's just right back or right center back. He's not a wingback. And I don't like what I've seen from Kostic at all. And taking into consideration we're not going to have Cambiaso for the next game, it would be great to have a piece like Klaus. And at the end of the day, he's not going to be the main wingback. So people need to understand that. So if you're getting a guy who's going to be good, dynamic, he's going to give you a depth in that position, which you need, and is by coincidence, is going to give you depth in the center back position because you're going to have Kalulu or play more of a center back role. It's a no-brainer. If you
Klaus is also he's also familiar with Tudor, and they work together, I must say.
Yeah, and he's a physical player. He can play physical because Tudor likes him, and Tudor doesn't like weak players. So at that price, the salary is not gonna be high. So I will go for it, no brainer.
Yeah,
I didn't see the need. Maybe you guys can convince me that I'm with Wings of Winter here. I was okay keeping Savona. I don't quite understand why we need to sell that. Maybe there was some financial issue.
My thing with Savona is that he still, for me, isn't a wingback player. Like, he would have been one of the guys playing as one of the center backs. I still would have liked to see him remain. But the one thing I said with this team, and people could say whatever the hell they want. You can hate his face. You can hate his hair. You can hate the fact his name is Lloyd. He's the only fucking guy that could play the left center back role properly. I know Tudor said you've got Gatti, Kalulu, and Cabal that can all play the left side. It's really Cabal and Kelly. I don't want to see Gatti over there. I don't want to see Kalulu over there on the left. It's a horror show. So whether people want to admit it or not, and actually Kelly did more than fine yesterday. He was up there as the top two. Gatti was the worst of the three for me, if you're talking about by far. And Kelly had a couple issues where he had positional issues, and Joao Mario didn't cover for him very well. That was awkward. But Kelly actually was amongst the top yesterday for the two center backs, him and Bremer. Gatti was behind the eight ball there for me. That's one of the issues. And then you factor in, hey, we got our moves here. They weren't going to take hits anywhere. They weren't going to set themselves financially behind on any of the deals they did. They took the capital gain, pure capital, and they moved on. My biggest thing was, I said this, when we started hearing that Savona was going and it was either going to be just a loan or something coming in, that they were looking to loan some bums, I'm like, no. If you made a move, you sold him for capital, I need to see players coming back. Well, here we are. Whether it came 5 days ago or it came at the deadline, the players are here. Zhegrova, Openda, and you're probably going to get a wingback, which I absolutely agree with, looking at this squad and the limitations Tudor was facing that we saw yesterday. And that's only with Cambiaso being suspended. The limitations were shown. So it is what it is. I can deal with it. I can deal with us moving him. Would I have picked a different name? Yes, but the problem is left-sided players. If Cabal was fit right now, it could have changed the story. And you could have pushed
ETA? October?
Late this month, probably early October, as we hit September 1st here today. So it's one of those things, you know. For now, is what it is. They made those decisions, but I'm happy the players came in. Fino alla fine, it took to the wire, but we got it done.
Just take it easy. Everyone was freaking out 2 weeks ago. Oh, let's make some deals. I said, just give it time. Always see, and you want to know something? It takes a little bit. Maybe his spreadsheets weren't opening. Maybe it took a little bit for Comolli's spreadsheets to
Comolli's got to figure it out. But listen, before we get to Comolli, actually, we do have to offer our thoughts here to Sev, our boy Sev. So obviously everyone knows how hard he was pushing for Zhegrova, but we do have to send our best to Sev because he is currently in the hospital. So we are thinking about him, okay? This thing's worse than Viagra for him since they signed Zhegrova, okay? The thing hasn't gone away. So blood rush, everything, this dude's in the hospital, okay? He's had an erection for friggin' 24 hours now, over 24 hours. So thoughts with Severino. We got Zhegrova, your man, Sev. I hope you're happy, okay? Now, let's get going here. Comolli, the statue is already built, everybody, and there it is. So you got the statues built on social media.
Is that made of sand? Is that a sand statue? This thing looks nice.
A sand statue. Guys, Sev's good. I'm just joking about how bad he wanted Zhegrova.
He's just talking about
it's okay,
he's talking about exploding peepees. That's all he's talking about.
We're just making jokes there. Comolli. At the end, we've been talking to everybody. I'm not going to give my 2 cents. I already have, but we haven't spoken to you boys. So the mercato ends pretty much here with maybe one more signing as a fullback. Comolli, in the end, it appears he's gotten his job done as to what he needed to do. Maybe some of the names aren't the ones we were expecting early on, but you know what? Shit happens. You usually have a plan, and then sometimes you get punched in the face. You got to alter that plan, right? At the end of the day, Juventus, their transfer window right now, if you have to rate it, and everybody in the chat, if you have to rate it now from 1 to 10, what is your rating in this particular window for Juventus? Who wants to start? Frankie?
I'll go because I'm probably shorter. I'm actually taller than Frank, but my comment's going to be shorter. So I'm a Giuntoli guy, right? I thought getting rid of Giuntoli was a bad idea. Full disclosure. So bringing in this guy, I know there was some negativity around. He's more of a financial guy. He looks, data-driven guy. That's why we call him Comolli spreadsheets, right? And there were some concerns of he's not making enough deals. Earlier in the mercato, we were losing players to other teams. We weren't closing enough deals. We didn't make the splash deal. I think that's something that is what fans like. They like to see a big splash come in. But how did that work out for us last year? Right? We made 3 splashes. You know, we didn't really get the good end of that one. So I would give it, if he brings in that right back in the next coming hours. I don't know if there's any update in the news. I would give it an 8 out of 10.
An 8 out of 10. Okay.
8 out of 10. He's filled the holes that we had to fill and didn't break the bank over it. If he signed Colomwani for 60 million, I would have gave it a 7.
Yeah.
I thought that was too much money for him. Anyways, I'd give it a 7.6.
It sucks for
7.6.
Colomwani because he wanted to come so bad. We were happy to bring him back, but that's PSG for you, ladies and gentlemen. That is their MO to a T. That is, they have been ruthless. They have been a pain in the ass to deal with for all the clubs that try to, and they don't give a shit about players. They don't. They don't care. It's all about them at the end of the day. And I mean, for God's sakes, I mean, they saw one of the biggest players in the game walk away on a free because of just dealings and everything like that, and they got it back from them. So maybe that twisted them with players as well. Like, I don't know, maybe there's some PTSD there from the Mbappe thing, but it is what it is. They've been a nightmare through this. In the end, we pivot, and at least we brought somebody in because it would have been way too skinny. So, Frankie, your score out of 10.
And you can also add to the PSG comment, Donnarumma,
who looks like he's going to Man City. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand that fit, but okay. Let's talk about Juventus. Well, I'm going to go if Juventus gets the fullback, the wingback, Jonathan Klaus, I would probably go more towards 7.5, 8.
Oh,
more
nice.
an 8. If we don't, I will go to a 7, flat 7. And I have to consider everything, not just the players getting in, but the context around Juventus and when Comolli came in. Remember, Comolli came in, we didn't know who was going to be our coach. Everybody was pushing for Conte. We didn't. There were also Gasperini rumors. So he settled in. He evaluated the situation, and I think he made the right situation. I have been an advocate for Tudor. I said it the last time I came here. I said we were going to fit. We're comfortably top 3 and all that. Also, the players that we bought in, even though they were not the biggest splash, they were good players for us. We got Nico Gonzalez because he was going back to Porto. We got Zhegrova, Jonathan David from all the rumors. We got Jonathan David. We got David cheaper than we were going to get him. That's also another thing. It was the price was going to be higher. We got the trade that got us Joao Mario. Everybody was killing Joao Mario before he started playing. And that the guy, he made the deal, and Joao Mario is turning out to be a good player for us. So even though he had handicaps, I think he made the right decisions. The players we sold, maybe they were not at the price that we wanted them to go away, but nobody is arguing about the players leaving because Savona, and
some are.
Believe me, but Savona was, everybody was talking about Savona because they were comparing him to Højlund. Like the Højlund situation will let go a young player. He's not the same caliber of player. And he was not going to play for Juventus a lot because of the position he plays. And he couldn't play in the left as a center back, even in the middle, because we tried that on the Club World Cup and he didn't do it. So I think 7 if we don't get the fullback, 8 if we get the fullback.
Here's my thing. I don't think the situations around the players, whether a guy's going to play a bunch or not, still means that you need to bend the knee on the price tags. My biggest thing with Joao Mario was never Joao Mario himself. It was the fact he was like an 11, 12 million deal that you probably could have made without sacrificing Costa for next to nothing, who would have still offered some support now. And we are looking now for a wingback. Nonetheless, they made the deal. It's good. For Savona, same thing, minutes or not. That's like if somebody was walking in right now and was like, we want Adzic, we're going to give you 20,000. Well, huh? Yeah, he's not going to play a bunch for Juve this year, but I ain't bending at the knee just because he ain't going to play a bunch for Juve this season. And I actually think he should be rotated at some point. To have this guy rot on the bench 2 years in a row is
Did he not
kind
get
of a
loaned?
shame. Maybe he
No
gets
loan?
a last-minute loan now before the
I
deadline
hope
goes,
so.
since they brought in Openda and Zhegrova. But something's got to be done with this guy because he can't just rot on the bench again. That ain't going to help his case. So we got to see, right? At the end of the day, with the business that's happened, I feel like I like what Comolli did for the most part in sticking to his guns. I feel like it hasn't always been consistent, though, in some of the prices that we ended up saying goodbye. At the end of the day, did the team get better? I think yes. I would say yes. I feel much more comfortable about the depth of the squad now, outside of center back and maybe potentially wing back, depending what happens. But we have more protection now. We have more coverage. It feels better. And you've got versatile players. Tudor has options available to him now that he can actually mix up different formations, different strategies. And whether he chooses to or not, that's a different story we'll probably get into when we actually look at the Genoa match and what went down.
Oh, right, the game.
I got to say, I said I'd have him at a 3 if he landed nobody before this window end, and we said all those goodbyes. Well, we said the goodbyes. Guys came in. I put it at like a 6.5, maybe. I'm at like a 6.5, maybe. I said I'd be around a 6.5 if we landed Colo and Zhegrova. We got Openda and Zhegrova. I'm going to stay consistent because he got those guys. If he brings in coverage at wingback too, that could be the difference to 7. And I'll feel a lot better. And I'll say 7 if you bring me a wingback on a cheap deal. Whether it was going to be Martinez, now we're hearing Jonathan Klaus, whatever. Do that, we'll be all right, okay? Center back, we need Cabal to get back into the mix fit and see what he can offer there. There probably is going to be a battle at that position. As far as right center back, I think it's going to be between Kalulu and Gatti, and Rugani's going to be the change up to Bremer whenever Bremer needs to rest. We got 2 guys at center back that are coming back from ACLs. So we got to remember that, right? In terms of the rest of the news around the mercato, everybody, we'll get back to the mercato, I'm sure, when we get after the recap, which we're going to do quickly. But you've got Facundo Gonzalez set to go out. It looks like Facundo Gonzalez is set to go out on a loan, I believe. So he's extended with Juventus, but I think he's going out on a loan. They say contract extension done with Facundo Gonzalez, but probably still going out. For Barreto, it looks like Napoli is, in fact, where he's going to go. And this one has really fans feeling... This one has fans feeling mixed feelings. Because some are saying, man, screw this kid, making demands. He's probably a prick, like whatever. Get out of here.
That was me.
And then you have others saying, this is like the only highly touted prospect we grabbed since Tognozzi left. How do you let a 17-year-old slip away? That you beat out like more than a handful of top clubs to get. And now Napoli, you're going to lose him to Napoli for probably peanuts? So we don't know the details, obviously, of what exactly the demands are. I find it hard to believe that this kid would already be asking for first team minutes. I'm pretty sure he just doesn't want to be with the Primavera and probably just wants next gen. Which, again, when you factor in that there ain't much talk around anyone around next gen other than 1 or 2 guys, one of them being a defender, I don't understand what the problem would be.
I would need to defer to some guys here in the chat who watch a lot more of the Primavera and the next gen than I do, because I watched a total of 0 fucking minutes.
He hasn't lit it up by any means. He hasn't lit it up. He has not lit it up for Primavera, but everyone sees the talent he possesses. Let's not forget. People are like, oh, he's probably a douchebag, all this, blah, blah, let him go, 17-year-old make demands. Don't forget, Kenan Yildiz made the same demands.
Yeah, but he he was like meteor. So this kid's been with us for 3 years. Yildiz came in and he was like meteoric.
I'm not saying Barreto is already there with Yildiz. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying we could have said the same thing about Yildiz. Say, go fuck yourself, because he's making the demands. You don't have to be a bad person to want what you might feel is deserved. But Primavera, he might want to go to next gen. What's the problem there? Financial? How much more financial could he be asking for that we can't provide at 17 years old?
Yeah, but the problem is if you are
we're making assumptions.
We don't know the details.
We don't know the details. But if you are conceding to a 17-year-old player that is frankly not destroying Primavera, because it's not like he's oh my God, the best talent in Italy. So what are we talking about? Like, you need to be at some point, and you talk about it, have some spine. We need to have some spine at some point and say, well, we don't think it's a good thing for your development. And you're going to probably say, but we can make the change. But sometimes it's good for me to just say, no, like, we don't think that is the best thing for you. And if the management thinks, okay, it's not the best thing right now, maybe we try later, you're still young, you can develop, then what's the problem? And if you're being a prick right now, I'm not saying he is, just
allegedly.
The rumors, allegedly. If you're being a prick right now, if you're that young.
Was Yildiz a prick for asking for all the fast track?
But it was not the same, because Yildiz was going to play. Yildiz was one of the best talents in Europe, not the best talent.
But Kenan Yildiz said, I will go if I'm not out of Primavera. Legitimately, his agent said, I will go if I'm not out of Primavera.
It's true. But I don't think we've heard anything out of Barreto's camp.
It's not the same.
So the rumors are that you've got rumors saying that it was like financial promises that were made to him, and now this management doesn't want to give him that. I find it hard to believe at 7, unless we know agents are dipshits, and he could very well, there's a high percentage chance his agent is a dipshit, that they are actually more focused on financials at the age of 17 with this player than opportunity. I'm not buying it. I think it's more opportunity. And all I'm saying is, you don't know with Barreto right now. You don't know.
No idea.
He hasn't hit Primavera the way Kenan Yildiz hit Primavera. That's a given. Yildiz, it was like, get him out of here. What the hell are you doing? The fact that he has to ask you to get out of Primavera was stupid in the first place. Don't make the same mistake Bayern Munich did by fumbling Kenan Yildiz. So they fast-tracked him. When you get to Barreto, we still don't know. So it's like, okay, why lose him now when you are not signing guys rapidly like you were with Tognozzi? So it's like, at least have a better understanding of what you have there. And for me, if it's just a matter of getting him to next gen, do it. If it's money, okay, you know what? You shouldn't be talking money at the age of 17.
Yeah, but if you're gonna concede every time a kid thinks is good enough, and once it goes to next gen, that's gonna be a problem then.
But at the same time, Juve needs to start acting a little bit better with the next gen talent and the younger guys, and start to actually, like, Adzic is a prime example. What the fuck are we doing with this guy?
I agree with that.
Because if you are a young, we're not picking up these guys very much anymore. So if you are one of these young guys and you're staring at Juve right now that has treated them for, I'm not going to fault them for why they're doing it because of the situation we're in financially, but they're starting to get treated just like cash cows, which is what I expected from the majority of those players in next gen. Yep. But when you have guys and you're locking them down in the roster and they get no opportunity, that's a ugly look if you're going out searching for and battling with these teams for the top prospects. And then when you land one, he's staring down a guy that's rotted on the bench last year, got like 5-minute cameos, and only a handful of them. And this year, again, what the fuck's going on with this guy?
But you can also say Kenan Yildiz was on the next gen, and he's playing with the first team right now. So it also depends on the level of the talent. You can have both ways.
Of course it does. Of course it does. But right now, Juve's they kind of got to clean it up. They got to kind of clean it up. I just don't like the fact there's not enough of these guys coming in anymore.
So there you go. Okay. Yeah. What there's a comment out there that says I hate kids. Now that couldn't be further from the truth. I hate other people's kids. I like my kids, but other people. But anyways, the Primavera and the next gen are a cash cow. They are built to make money for the first team. They are not built to load players into the first team. That's not what the goal is. We might get 1 out of 100 that might come into the first team. These people look at they say, oh, well, look at Barcelona, look at Real Madrid. Barcelona and Real Madrid get the best youngsters on the planet going to their clubs. But
why is that though? That's because they get opportunities. They actually do.
Fair.
Do you want to talk about those teams and how many 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds that actually go through and get in?
We can't compare the youth we get with them.
We can't because we're not doing it. That's the problem. This cash cow thing, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with that. That's what you do. But it doesn't mean that you completely disintegrate the idea of forming next gen into a proper mold of what you're doing with the first team so that you could take these talented guys and they could come in and be groomed by the actual ready now players that make up your roster. And you're going to see something in Italy with Como and Fabregas and what they are already working on and building in the young guys and molding them through there. And it's going to be interesting to watch because I actually think Juve specifically needs to take that and tweak it. It's cool that it's a cash cow. It's cool that only the elite make it through into the first team, but it's still not enough. And you can't have it go all these directions. You can't struggle to actually compete with teams to buy the expensive players. You can't struggle there and not also develop and actually be willing to give them opportunities, right? It's about finding balance and harmony amongst it all. And right now, it's not in full synchronicity. That's all I'm going to say.
I think where we're dropping the ball is that when guys like Adjits are in that gray zone, they got to be loaned out. They got to be loaned out quicker.
That's the only thing I would say that I completely agree. We should, I think more of selling the players with a buyback option. I believe that's
we did it with Comolli and Nico Lucci.
That's the better option because obviously you incentivize the other team to play the guy more. But we need also to contextualize Barcelona and Real Madrid because Real Madrid don't get so many players from their Real Madrid Castilla or their lower teams playing their big team. And Barcelona do it because they cannot sign nobody. If you can, every time they have money, they don't use the players from their lower teams. They don't use them. They are using them right now because they cannot even buy players new or even how do you say it? Inscribe players to the league. They cannot do it.
Yeah, so but that's a current issue though. That's a current issue. That's come up over the 4 years now running where it's been
happened in the past. It happened in the past.
It's happened in the past, but it's not like something they've dealt with their entire existence
consistently.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more prominent. It's more prominent recent for them. You still look at that league as a whole. If you want to just even talk about Italian league and talk about how they integrate and those young players get opportunities, it's miles clear. If you're going to look at La Liga and Serie A.
Yeah, that's true.
That affects Juventus.
Yeah,
that affects Juventus because now the proposition that you two put forward about loaning players out, they need opportunities in the top flight. And we have a league that is predominantly letting journeymen roll through to the age of 42. And you've got teams looking for players when fucking a year ago Balotelli comes back into the fucking mix. And it's like, and you've got young guys that are highly touted, even that could be members of the Azzurri, that can only get a gig in Serie B.
That's true. That's true.
And it does affect Juventus because Adzic would be one of those players. When we were hearing about all the loans, it was Serie B. And I'm like, get this fucking guy in the top flight minutes. Even Fagioli. Fagioli went to fucking Cremonese in Serie B. And I said, that's great. He lit it up there. Was it anything close to what he was going to face in Serie A? And did it go anywhere near how his season went in Serie B? No, it fucking didn't. Because that doesn't tell you anything. So the synchronicity is not there. Not just for Juventus between first team and next gen, but also just Serie A as a whole.
Serie A. That's a problem of Italian football completely.
Yeah, it's a problem that it affects us because we're in the league. So they got to figure it out. Now, that's Barreto. Bye-bye. He's probably going to Napoli, okay? So see you later. And that sparked the whole conversation on young players. But we did have a match yesterday, everybody.
The game.
We had a game yesterday. It's a victory show. 1-0. Juve gets the job done. So 2 matches in, 2 victories, 2 clean sheets. Dating back to last year, we have not conceded with Gleison Bremer in the lineup.
I love him so
much. Best defender in Serie A. And I don't even want to hear that curly-headed Marpit's name from Inter, okay? Don't ever even try to bring him into the same conversation. The guys that will claim he is the best are the ones that are buying into this nonsense that to be a top defender, it's all about how you play the ball. Vaffanculo, okay? Bremer is the best defender in Serie A, hands down. Now, the game yesterday. All right. So, was Kostic going to play? Tudor loves Kostic. We got Kostic for a 25-26 season. He went with João Mario. That was the only surprise in the line. I wouldn't even call it a surprise because nobody knew what Tudor was going to do. You were hearing McKennie, could have been Kostic, could have been João Mario. In the end, it was João Mario. Everything else was the same as our opening game. Okay? Kalulu and Gatti on the right side. Bremer, Lloyd Kelly, Locatelli, Thuram, Conceição, Yildiz, Jonathan David. When you look at this game, the first half, oh
my God.
It was a sleeper. But Juve couldn't find any rhythm. But that's a credit to Genoa because they played the game they wanted to. And they moved so fast, left to right, and shut the flanks right down. There was no progression from Juventus. They were right on their backs, and Juve couldn't figure out what the hell they were going to do. And this is part of my thing with Tudor that we'll get into. The first half was a sleeper. Genoa ended up with a decent opportunity, but they shot it right at Di Gregorio, who I think they could have put wherever the hell they wanted to in the net. He still would have got it. It was in the zone yesterday. And towards the end, we get a good opportunity. Gatti gets stonewalled by a reactionary save from a hard low ball in from Yildiz. That was a big stop by Leali. Reactionary save. I don't think he knew much about it. Was just
my twin.
Yeah.
My twin.
Yeah. And that's kind of it for your first half. Second half, we started to ask. This is where you'll start to learn about Tudor. Because you could see we needed to be a little bit more direct. We needed to take advantage of the fact that they were so aggressive on the backs of our players. Like when Chico gets the ball, when Yildiz gets the ball, 3 guys around him all game. So you have to mix it up and you have to start sending the ball over the top and you have to be a little bit more direct. We didn't really change anything. We really didn't do anything. So there wasn't really a tactical adjustment. There wasn't even a substitution until we got deeper into the game. I think he made his first substitutions at the 62nd minute?
62nd, yep, that's right.
So he made substitutions at the 62nd minute. Cope Miners was one of the guys that came on. He took off João Mario. You had Kostic come in. I thought that was wild to me based on what I was watching on the right side. I personally would have moved Kalulu because Gatti was, between the two of them, it was a horror show. Take one of those guys and sit the other and put João Mario there. I would have probably played Kalulu at right center back, taken Gatti out and moved João Mario to the right to bring Kostic in if you wanted to get Kostic into the game. But 11 minutes later, set piece goal. We're asking for set piece goals. Vlahovic,
how many of those did we have last year?
Oh,
less than 5. I don't think we had any more than 5.
Ostegard lost him terribly. And that's a free header. 7 yards out. You have to bury that. And he did wonderfully in the corner.
Well, isn't that on the Genoa training staff because they came on for the injured player, which forced the player off? So they were down a man for that corner kick.
Hey, bravo.
Sorry.
I don't care. I'll take it.
Training staff.
Sorry, not sorry. Love it. We deal with it. We move. Vlahovic continues to do it. That's 2 games off the bench, 2 goals. That's 8 goals in the last 12 matches for Vlahovic.
It's almost like this son of a bitch was our leading goal scorer the past 3 years. You know, you want to know something? I get it. I get the people are upset with the salary. I get it. He is the best striker we have on the team. He's the best striker we have.
Okay, I'm going to combat you, but I'm going to wait till after when we get to Vlahovic, okay? Because no, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do it right now. Yeah. He's not the best in terms of the overall gameplay, and he scored that goal off a header. It was a free header 7 yards out, and again, the goal before that in the last game was a tap-in. I expect those to be buried. The problem isn't with this. The problem is he showed you just how fucking god-awful his touch is, and that he offers very little in the rest of the game. Because that was a fucking trampoline act, if I ever saw one, when he's trying to collect the ball. The other issue is that, you know, when it comes to this guy, he's done this time and time again. How many times while we've had him has he gone on a hot streak and then fucking done this? Fallen flat on his face.
Yeah. Maybe this year will be different. We're 2 games in.
Maybe. And maybe I'm going to look out to the sky today and I'm going to see fucking Porky Pig go flying by. And pigs fly.
You never know.
I'm not buying it after 2 games on 2 goals. You expect a striker to finish. The funny thing about the whole situation is that David missed an absolute fucking sitter and Vlahovic came in and scored the winner. And now it's got everybody's minds. Everybody's minds doing one of these. No, I'm still moving for, and you've got guys coming out. They're saying fucking, oh no, for me, Vlahovic, you got to start Vlahovic. Pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. Keep doing it the way it's doing right now. He works his way off the bench. I don't care that Thuram says he's one of the leaders on the team. He hasn't really acted like it. That's a separate issue. When you talk about this whole hot streak, you're doing it off the bench, man. And you showed, even in that cameo, how your touch is and how it operates. We're going to get back into the whole mix. You will come off the bench. I'm not changing my mind on this guy. You guys can't. What, you want to start him now? No.
Well,
no.
David looks like he's running on the beach, running through sand whenever he runs. He does have the better hold-up play, but other than that...
It's not even close. It's not even close. That play on the sideline, double-teamed, and he still finds a way to wait it out perfectly, pop the ball over the top to João Mario, who's off to the races. I would love to see Vlahovic give you a fucking even half remotely close play like that once in a game. Not even close.
Against one defender.
Against 1v1, let alone double team. And then another guy coming from here.
That's never been Dusan's game, playing out on the wing.
Exactly. And that's why the team doesn't fucking evolve. He could come off the bench for me. I'm not changing my mind on a starter. Leave it alone. Super sub is fine to Alex Gio. Clearly better as a sub. Leave it alone. As a sub, chip on your shoulder. You're playing for yourself. Good for you, man. I hope it works out, whatever happens. If we offer him a contract extension, I don't even want to talk about it in September. I don't even want to talk about it right now.
I still don't see what people are saying as this guy's been a problem. When he's dealing with his business, he has what he wants for business. There has been no indications from teammates in the change room that he's been a problem as a teammate, as a player. When it comes to his business, he has his business. But when it comes to as a player, I'm not agreeing with this guy's been a problem. 100%.
The players aren't going to say, dude, you're not worth what you've been getting paid. No, because they're buddies, and that's the camaraderie in the club. Chiellini came out and literally said, yeah, we had guys that have just not been doing what they should be. So Chiellini will call it out for what it is. The business is business. He ain't worth $24 million a season.
I agree.
He isn't.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
That's the business side. He is doing exactly what he wants that will benefit him. He is entitled to do so. But don't fucking feed me lines like he hasn't done anything wrong per se, because the club has told him and he had offers. It's not like he didn't have offers. He didn't like them. He's choosing to go this route, but he also only gave Juve options that fuck us over. So how is that? In retrospect, you have players that have accepted and have said, okay, yeah, you know what? I'll find a team. I'll move on. McKennie's one of them that refuses any fucking club, despite the fact that we try to sell him every fucking summer.
That son of a bitch is not going anywhere. He's like a cockroach.
No, this guy's got fucking, like, I swear to God, they redid the sidewalk at Continassa and his fucking feet were in the middle of it and he's just stuck there. Like, he ain't going fucking anywhere.
He's not.
With Dusan, I'm just not changing my mind on anything. Right now, it's going well, but it's a fucking shame that it got to this point somehow. He's 24 million euros a season and he's coming off the bench. That didn't just happen by fluke, everybody. You know? Like, there are
Juventus
events.
Gave him a contract.
There are events that led to that. You can't have a 24 million player
paper
on the
in front
bench.
of him, and he signed it. That's
this season. We have a 24 million player as a fucking substitute. So now I'm happy. He bags a tap in, and holy shit, look at me. Look at me. Okay, cool, man.
But that's always been his celebration. I don't know why people have.
No, it hasn't always been his celebration.
People are
and if it is, it's tone deaf because in his mind, Real Madrid is coming for him next season. Dusan, it's fucking September. Hold up. That's all I'm going to say.
He did the celebration again yesterday. So
now,
but whatever.
We're going to get to the ratings before you guys really get me fired up. This game overall, because we're still on fucking Juve 1-0 over Genoa. Just your thoughts on this match, walking away with that game, how you felt throughout it, playing out. How'd you feel about that match? We'll start with Frankie here as he let us kind of do battle there for a bit. Let's get him back in the mix.
Thanks, Frankie.
Well, you're welcome, guys. I think people can get mad because we didn't dominate the game, but I have to give context to this Genoa team, who is not an easy team to play against. This Genoa team reminds me a lot about Tudor's Verona. It was a very hard team to play against, especially as an away team going into their home. So I'm not surprised that the game turned out to be a slugfest. Like, it's a very hard team to play against. Genoa is a team that is very organized, that their defense is very aggressive, and they usually try to destroy more than they try to create in that sense. So it's going to be a hard game. I'm happy that we got the 3 points. There's a lot of big teams that are going to lose at least 2 points against this Genoa team in Genoa. Because from what I've seen, teams like Lazio, teams like Milan, teams like probably Roma, I'll say Roma, I don't think they go to that Genoa pitch and they walk away dominating the game. So you got the 3 points. Was it a pretty game? No. There were a lot of mid performances, especially I'll say probably Kalulu and Gatti is
And
the
we're gonna get to player ratings too,
Yeah.
and we'll break that a little more. But you're right.
There were a lot of made performances, but you got the 3 points. I'm happy that we are becoming a greedy team again and that we're getting these kind of victories, because last season Napoli won the Scudetto winning these kind of games. So if you're
They won one like that again this weekend, 96 minute.
And Inter lost a greedy game.
Yes.
So if you're able to get these wins against hard, competitive teams, even though it's not going to be pretty always, I'm always going to be happy. And I'm happy that the team is carrying character and they look more and more like a Tudor team.
Yeah. And Skanga, your thoughts that game overall?
Okay, first of all, when the hell did Genoa start singing "You'll Never Walk Alone"? First of all, I know those scumbags in England, that club sings it, but also a club that's very near and dear to my heart in Scotland sing it. What the hell's Genoa doing singing that? I had somebody in my house go, "Who is that and why are they singing that?" First of all,
let them sing the song. I don't care.
Stop. Anyway, I agree with what Frankie said. Tough club to play. They're going to pull points off a lot of teams this year. That first half was fucking god awful. God awful. I was running our Twitter main yesterday. It was not. I had nothing to write.
Yeah,
I was struggling through it. I was listening to Berto on the live watch along. Berto, you yeoman's work, buddy. Yeoman's work trying to get through that first half. Second half, to your point, Tudor made some adjustments. 62nd minute, looked better. The aggression level was up to combat Genoa's aggression. I knew after a while, I didn't think Genoa would be able to keep up that level of, I guess, aggression. Again, use that word again. That level of physicality that long in the game. And I think we sort of wore on them as the game go on. And that is, if that's what Tudor's team is, I like it. But the main difference is Bremer. Let's not hide things here. Bremer in the lineup is that game yesterday is a draw last year, 100%.
I gotta say I agree with all the points made. I feel the same way. It was a lot of mediocre performances in this game. I thought Locatelli was way off. He didn't seem himself. I think Thuram showed flashes of what he can do, but he was also kind of passive.
He did this yesterday. Played better as the game went on.
Usually the touch is not a problem for him. Yesterday it was. He looked pretty rough.
Why was he so far back? He seemed to be behind the defenseman collecting balls a lot more yesterday.
It just looked there was a lot of things that were off. The right side was an absolute mess, which didn't help Conceição because he couldn't even operate on his flank. Between Gatti and Kalulu, it was a horror show. And anytime they tried to play it in and then David showed up, put a touch pass in front of him, it's like Kalulu and Gatti just like stared at each other and both of them were caught up. And then, boom, in comes Genoa, and they just take it and run back at us. And I'm like, you idiots.
Spider-Man.
One of you's got to grab the damn ball. It was a mess there. Yildiz always had a triple team on him.
Minimum double team.
This guy is so crazy in tight, and the technical ability, it's unbelievable. He still got some plays away there, but it was tough sledding for him. And like I said, we needed to take advantage of their aggression on the backcourt play. Instead of always playing to feet, because they're on you so tight, the guy's got nowhere to go. We need to start playing to feet, taking a one-touch back into the middle, and then peel off. And then use that pressure that they're fighting us with and counter it with balls over the top and run onto them and get in behind their defense and start to push them back. Because otherwise, you're not going to be able to operate comfortably and on the flanks. Genoa, credit to them. That game was ugly and broken and clunky, and that's the way they wanted it to have a shot. So credit to them. But in the end, none of it matters, and all that matters is finding a way through, something we couldn't do last season. And not only that, but hanging on to it. And we had a scare towards the end. And
oh, my God.
And that, again... Federico fucking Gatti, man. How your decision in that moment, late in the game. Now, you've got extra time added because Bremer is down and he's checking himself out. He's holding his ankle, whatever. He gets up, so the ref tacks on some time. Arguably too much time. but the game probably should have been called at 96 something up there. Gives them even more time. They come back. Gatti decides this ball coming in, instead of fucking doing what any other fucking defender on the planet would do and head the fucking thing right back because you're in the dying moments, the game's probably going to get called. He decides that, holy shit, I am Zinedine Zidane against fucking Brazil here in the world. I am going to chest this down. I am going to do a fucking 360 spin. I am going to dribble coast to coast. And I'm going to clear the fucking ball, man. He decides to chest it down. He puts it right into traffic. Genoa players everywhere. Di Gregorio makes a fantastic diving save to the low far post corner. It goes out for a corner kick.
It was going wide anyways.
Flashbacks of last season. I was getting flashbacks of last season. And all of a sudden, fucking it hits our crossbar and I'm like, holy shit. And then it's still floating up the top. I'm like,
you still had to clear it.
Yeah.
And Di Gregorio's watching this fucking thing. He punches it away. And then Nico Gonzalez earns it. And I'm like, Gatti, I would have flown over to Italy myself and strangled you if we caught it, because the brains, man, the fucking brain, and him and Kalulu are guilty of brain farts all over the place at any given moment. I love the guy.
Yeah, Berno's swearing a lot today.
Wake up. And yes, the count's getting high. I apologize. I'll bring it back down.
Bring it back
Just
down.
be better. Be better.
Yes, that's all you can ask for. It's true. Yeah, he had the steel toes strapped on tight yesterday. Tight.
I was screaming because I had the flashbacks, and I was watching the game in work with a colleague, and I was like, "Oh, they're gonna tie the game. They're gonna tie the game again." And he was like, "No, relax. You're gonna win this." And I'm like, "No, they're gonna tie the game." And when the ball hits, I'm like, "No!" And we got the win, but I probably gonna live at least 10 years less just because of that
we got the
play.
Win. No problem.
But we got the win. That's the important thing.
Now, this is the thing. I think there were limitations shown in this game, both from Tudor and the roster. So I'm happy that we got action while this game was actually happening in the mercato. So we have addressed some help that needed to come in.
Yes.
Kostic can be very, very minimally spared. I get it. He got the assist on that cross in, but it was a horror show at the back. Like, he cannot be trusted. Against Inter, no chance I'm starting that guy.
Now, I got something for you. We've kind of beat the Kostic horse to death, but I got something for you, Berto. What is your feeling about 2 games in a row now, Colt Miners coming in for Locatelli? Sorry to change the subject, but I think this is because Colt Miners is and Locatelli are such polarizing players when it comes to, the fan base. They want to see this player, they want to see that player. Actually, a lot of people are negative on both. Starting Locatelli as your captain, 2 games in a row, you're switching him out. Go. Should we
whether
read
he's
into
captain
it?
or not? Whether he's captain or not really plays no bearing to me. Colt Miners, I think honestly, if you were looking at that game, Locatelli would have been the one to sub, and I said I would sub Locatelli and get Colt Miners in. I think Colt Miners playing in that role makes way more sense than anything we did last season.
It's almost like you've been saying that for about 12 months now.
It's almost like when you have a midfielder, you should play him as a midfielder. It's fucking weird. I know. It's crazy. But in today's day and age, people would pick up ball-playing center back over Giorgio Chiellini. So what the fuck are we talking about? Oh, sorry. F-bomb.
Come on.
Colt Miners in that role makes way more sense. Locatelli was one of the mid performances last year. I'm still not worried about Locatelli. He's still one of the guys. But I also said, don't be surprised to see some games where it's Colt Miners and Thuram or Locatelli and Colt Miners. Like, it's going to mix. It's going to be a mix between them. There's also going to be games where Tudor needs 3 midfielders out there and they'll all share the pitch. I truly believe that's going to come down the wire. I have no problems with it. And Colt Miners is fine in that role. He actually works good defensively. He does. Locatelli was just, he was off. He was off yesterday. We should get into player ratings though and talk about this because this will break down players a little bit more for you guys.
Okay.
We'll break it up into sectors. We'll do goalkeeper and defenders. We'll do midfielder and we'll do attackers. Each one of us will share our thoughts on what those players ended up with ratings and what ours actually are. So who wants to start with the goalkeeping and defenders? Who wants to take that?
I'll take that. I'll probably say.
Well, I'll give you what Football Italia rated these guys, and then you just share your thoughts on the group. Di Gregorio got a 6.5 from Football Italia. Kelly got a 7. Okay. Gatti got a 7.
No way.
Bremer got a 6.5, and we'll leave the rest for the midfielders. So Di Gregorio, Kelly, Gatti, and Bremer. 6.5 Di Gre, 7 and 7 for Kelly and Gatti. Bremer at a 6.5. Go, Frankie.
I would probably go 7 Digre. I know he didn't make a lot of saves, but he made the save that he had to. And I felt confident with him. Even though he had a shaky start at the beginning passing the ball, I think I go 7. I agree with the 7 with Kelly. He was probably the best defender that we had yesterday, or the most solid and consistent. I'll say that. I don't mind.
Oh yeah, no, it's good, and I would agree. It's just there's some agendas out there that are.
No, I don't care. Yeah, I don't care about the overhate with Kelly. I don't give a damn. I just say he's been good the last 2 games, so he gets the 7. I would go at 6.5 or 6. Let's go 6.6 to Bremer. It wasn't the best Bremer performance, but it wasn't bad performance. And Gatti gets 5.5 for me.
I had to message Football Italia and ask them when I saw Bremer Gatti with shared highest rating if Stevie Wonder started doing the Football Italia ratings, because I don't know how you watch that. And I mean, Mitch, you're right on point here with how in the hell is Bremer lower than Gatti?
No way.
Wild stuff.
Now, because he had that big chance, is that what you take the midfield?
Probably, but it doesn't matter.
You want me to take the middle? You'll take the attack. Okay. So in the middle, you had Joao Mario at a 7, Kostic at a 7, Thuram at a 7.5, Locatelli at a 6.5, Cope Miners at a 6, Kalulu at a 6, and I'll go like this. Joao Mario, I think it was a mixed bag. I think he could show you what he can do in the attacking phase, but I think defensively he also struggled quite a bit. He didn't look comfortable to me on the left side, and he has predominantly played the right side. This was makeshift. It looked makeshift. I don't think he hits a 7 for me. I think I had him at around a 6.5, okay? For Kostic, in the end, defensively, absolute horror show. He canceled it out with an assist on the only goal in the game and a winner, so that'll bring him up. But I don't think he touches a 7 rating for me in this game. I think it's going to be a 6.5, and he gets that half-point boost because of the assist. I really didn't like it. If I get to Thuram, 7.5 is pretty high, but he should be at a 7. He was the best of the midfielders, but he still lacked a lot. So I'm going to go 7 with Thuram. Locatelli at a 6.5. I had Locatelli at just an even 6. I don't think he did anything to deserve going negative, but he definitely didn't do anything to really go positive. So it's just a flat 6 for Locatelli. Cope Miners came in a little bit later. He was quiet. There was nothing standing out, but there was no errors, no problems. So maybe a 6.3, somewhere in that range for me. Kalulu at a 6. That's even. I think it was a fucking mess with Kalulu. Like, I think I do go negative into like 5.5 range. Like, at one point, he was up there beyond Jonathan David as a striker, and a ball got sent in, and it fucking hit him. And it was like as if he knew nothing of it. I'm like, dude, take a look. And it like hit him in like almost the back of the head. I'm like, what the fuck is Kalulu doing up there, first of all? Second of all, you had sequences deep in the territory where a low hard cross and behind the defense is the plate. He decides he's going to backheel this thing. But five
You
and a
never
half
know.
for me when it comes to Kalulu.
never
Not
know.
happy. Don't like seeing him out as a wing back. The attackers for Skanga.
Yes, sir.
Yildiz at a 7. Conceição comes out with a 5.5. And Jonathan David comes out with a 5.5. McKennie and Gonzalez did not register because they lacked the minutes to register. And then Vlahovic finishes with a 7.5. So how do you feel?
Start with Yildiz. You said we're going to go one at a time here. You got to remind me. Yildiz is a 7.
7.
That poor prick had 3 guys on him all day and still managed to keep the work rate up. You know, didn't see him flopping around. He was, I think he had one shot on goal.
He still finished with like 4 key passes.
Yeah, so I'm okay with the 7 on Yildiz. The next one, David as a
Conceição at a 5.5, so negative half score. They all started at 6.
He must have had. I felt like he had, and someone can check the stats for me. I felt like he probably logged some of the highest kilometers yesterday at the point that he came off. He was all over the place, but not showing much for it. 5.5 seems a little low. I would have just gave him an even 6.
Okay. Jonathan David, 5.5. Obviously, glaring miss to his name.
Okay. Contrary to popular belief, I agree in starting David. I agree with him being the starter. I don't know. Some people say he might have to lose a couple kilos. Maybe it's just he's still getting acclimatized to the team. It's not clicking yet. Some balls he was coming in short. I think it was one he was coming in short, and Locatelli put it over the top. That stuff isn't clicking. It's not his fault, sort of his fault, more of a team fault. I'm okay with the 5.5. At 5.8. I don't want to give a complete knock because that miss was.
Yeah, I don't think he should have been. I don't think he should have been like negative score. I'd probably have him at 6.2, maybe even 6.3,
yeah,
like just a little bit above, because he still did a lot of like grunt work in a game that we didn't really have a strategy. Our strategy pretty much played to Genoa's hand. So
he had no service.
It was tough for Conceição, Yildiz, and I felt bad for all of them because I was like, fuck, we're not really doing anything to help them. And it goes to show you how big Cambiasso is for Juve in terms of helping the attack, because no other player, Kalulu, don't get me started, not even close. João Mario even sticks to the sideline. Cambiasso becomes an extra midfield and knows when to jump into pockets of space and move the opposition, right? And it opens up Thuram. It opens up things for Yildiz. Kostic, João Mario didn't do it. Kalulu didn't do it on the opposite end. Cambiasso, I've gone on record saying not long ago, he's the biggest game breaker for Juve. Bigger than anybody else on this team. Because when he's on point and when he's cooking, it opens up everything. Last season...
Seems like he hasn't been cooking a lot, though.
Last season, at the start of the year, when he was red hot, he had all like the percentage of goals and goal scoring sequences that he was involved in was astronomical. Mm-hmm. Astronomical. Coach Tudor gets a 7.
I'll buy that. I can buy that. I can buy that. He got the win.
In the end, he pulled the strings that won it.
And he pulled the strings, so we didn't dominate, but we got the win, and the changes made us win at the end of the game. So
yeah.
Oh, Dusan 7.5. Sure.
Yeah, he scored.
He scored a winning 7.5, I guess.
He's my man of the match. He was my man of the match.
Yeah, probably for the goal.
You know, the rant earlier, Tony Roast Beef talking about it sounds like Alberto wasn't happy we scored. He's my man of the match. In the end, he scores the winner and decides it in a match that had a ton of players with mid performances. So he gets
I agree.
I think the only guy that could be close to a shout out is maybe Di Gregorio. But that's it.
Agreed.
Kelly?
It was between those two for me.
Yeah.
No Kelly shouts? I'll give him a shout.
You know what, Frankie?
I'll give him a shout.
He's
my man of the match. He's my man of the match. Lloyd Kelly.
And Frankie's going to start growing his hair like Lloyd's too now. Okay? So he's going to fight the fight for Lloyd.
No way in hell. I look more like the Genoa goalkeeper.
Do it.
No,
Do it.
The world doesn't deserve that.
Who's your wig guy? What movie is that? Starsky and Hutch. Who's your wig guy? Do it.
Do it.
No,
Do
there's
it.
no way. I'm not going to
All
Turkey.
Everybody, two games in, 2 wins. This is a win that feels like it doesn't come last season for Juventus. That's the big thing.
No,
Getting the result. We hung on. 26 points last season. Pissed away from winning positions. Now, we do hit September. It's September 1st. Look at this statue. Madonna. September. So we got international break upon us. Then we have Merda. We have our first Champions League matchup against Borussia Dortmund. Then you're going to have Verona, and you're going to finish up with Atalanta. In these fixtures, how do you see the month of September playing out? Let's put out some early flyers on predictions. Skanga.
Help me out. Those first 2 are at home, and the second 2 are away?
No. No. I think the first one against Florence away.
Help me out, because that makes a difference.
The first one against the Dortmund one is away.
Inter is at home.
Okay.
The Dortmund one, I believe, is actually... Is it at home?
I think it's away.
No, it's at home. Borussia's at home. Inter's at home. Verona is the only away match.
We should smack them. They're terrible.
I'll start. I'll go. I'm gonna say a win against Inter. I think that's gonna be a gritty, dirty, smash them up. You know, that's gonna be an alley fight. That one. I'll go a win at home. I'm gonna go. I never say losses, so I'm gonna go draw. And then win against Verona. And sorry, who's the third one? Who's the fourth one there? Is that
Atalanta?
Atalanta is the biggest clown show on the face of the earth. I've said that on this show for 5 years. They're a fucking clown show. I'm gonna go 3 wins and a draw.
Frankie, what are you taking in these this matchup?
Cugino is with me. Me and Eddie. Here we go.
I would probably go tie against Inter. I don't want to say it because I think...
You son of a bitch.
I'm sorry. The Cambiaso thing just kills me. If we got Cambiaso, I would say a win. But the Cambiaso thing kills me. I would probably say we win against Dortmund. We spank Verona. Verona right now is horrible. They cannot defend. They cannot attack. They can't do nothing. That's
normally our kryptonite. Teams that give up a lot of goals and then they face us, they're like, oh, okay, score.
They become Greece in the Euros 2008 was. And Atalanta, we should win against Atalanta. They're not.
George is gonna get sacked before Christmas. Fuck, Atalanta's gonna be lucky to be in the top 10. Fuck them.
Yeah. There's
gonna be 1 draw and 3 victories in this month, but I'll let it play out. I'm not going to tell you which games. We're getting 3 wins. 1 game will be a draw. It also won't be the Champions League match. Okay? We're going to win the Champions League match against Borussia Dortmund.
So you think we draw Verona? I might be on that.
We're beating Inter. Alex, Juve, we'll get to Substorm the Bar now. We're almost there. This has been a fun show. We're still waiting for some...
hang on a second. While you check the news, we got a lot of people watching here, and we appreciate the support. Don't forget to like the video. Does everybody know what Storm the Barn is? Maybe we should kind of...
You know what? That's a good point. I thought about this the other... We already have like so much. We're definitely not going to get to all of them. I'm probably going to mix them up and go around.
Like, what the hell, Storm the Barn?
Storm the Barn is a way for you guys to get questions in that we can actually flag because the chat just gets rolling. So you just simply type in STB and then put your question, put your comment, and then we hit it up. All right. So we have so many. Let's machine gun this and try to rapid fire. So we'll only get one from the panel, kind of approaching one of these. So Alex, Juve, is now fair to say with Zhegrova and Openda, pressure to make this team fly is now on Mr. Tudor. Do you believe the pressure ramps up now that Comolli has made these additions? Frankie, why don't you take this one based on the scouring look you're giving?
No, I don't think it changes nothing because the pressure is gonna be the
Oh,
same. The pressure when we talk about the other teams that compete against us, people are gonna say still that Inter and Napoli are better than us, and then we are better than Roma and Milan. That's the outside perspective. So the pressure is not different. I think uh, Tudor wants to win regardless. So he's gonna put that pressure on himself to win each game. So it doesn't change the fact to me at all.
There you go. I agree with you. I'm laughing at Bucci here, thinking I thought it was Sentiberto, the
no, it's
STD
from
there.
the barn. What was the name of the guy
Unbelievable.
who we got it from? He was the Aussie or the South African, the guy who
Peter
came up with the name.
Balistreri. Yes, Peter
Yeah.
Balistreri.
Yeah.
Tuna, is
Anyway.
this the best attack in terms of quality and depth Juventus has had in many years?
Yes. Yeah, since we had Higuain, I think. Well, Ronaldo scored a shit ton of goals, but he never really had
But
anybody
the
else around him.
depth, from a depth perspective,
depth,
from
I
options,
would say
from what a coach
Yes.
can do, because Tudor can play two strikers if he wants right now, right? He can play the flat three across the top. He could do whatever the hell he wants. So
I'd say yes.
yeah,
It's
I
been a
think
while
it's
since we've had some options.
yeah.
Is Milik
Dating
still alive? Is he coming back or
No, he's not alive.
who?
exactly?
Yeah.
Nailed it.
How do these signings affect the develop? Okay, so Adzic and Miretti, we spoke about. Adzic, I have no idea. It's not looking pretty, but we can't have this guy sitting. Miretti
Yeah.
will get his fair share. He's still trying to recover, get back. He's pretty damn close, I think, too. I think they were
forgot he
talking
was still
about
with us.
mid-September or whatever, so it's not like we got to wait a long time. He'll get his reps.
Speaking
I'm
of young
worried about
guys-
the Adzic thing. I'm worried about
Speaking
the
of young
Adzic.
guys, I'm happy that we kept Miretti. So sorry, suck it.
The Swarit Skanga battle is probably one of the best things for me. He calls you Jurassic Skanga, and I think it's the funniest thing ever.
It is so funny.
So you Swarit, you're gonna get it back when you're calling the dude
Yeah.
Jurassic. So yeah, it's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Fair.
A lot of mixed feelings about not signing another midfielder. Don't we have defensive role in McKennie, creativity in Miretti, Adzic, Comolli, even Cabiasso? Feel good about the mid. Your thoughts, guys? So mixed feelings about not signing another midfielder. I could tackle this one. I actually feel fine with the midfield.
Agreed.
I really do. I mean, I could understand the argument that you want one more creative in there, but I think you have, especially now, you have so much in terms of dynamic players with Zhegrova, with Conceição, with Yildiz, that it will make up for it. And if the majority of the way forward is 3-4-2-1, I'm not concerned about a creative midfielder. I think the biggest question mark around this Juve right now is there are 1,000% going to be games where you need three midfielders in the middle. Maybe Inter might also be one of them. How do you keep the balance in terms of the attack and getting the dynamic play forward if you play three midfielders? Because to me, if you're looking at playing a standard 3-5-2 to get three midfielders in there, Yildiz can't be one of those midfielders because it defeats the purpose of getting a third midfielder in there to prevent being overrun. So we have some tweaking to do, but I agree. Like, I don't have bad feelings about our midfield depth. I really don't.
I agree.
But what's he going to do when he gets a third guy in there? How does it look?
What you gonna do? When
Do you go David
Hulkamania
and Vlahovic against Inter?
wild on
With
you.
three midfielders?
and Pete Ballesteri in the house. Good to see you, bud.
Good to see him in there. Good to see him in there. These are some question marks going into that game. You know, I'll ask you guys really quick before we get next to bar. Three midfielders against Inter, or keep going with the 3-4-2-1?
It seems that that's how we've tried to play them in the past. Try to fight fire with fire in the middle. I think you might have to do it again.
I think we're playing good right now. I don't like changing stuff just because the other
enough.
team plays in some aspects, because we do have a strength in the sense that we have three attackers and we are fast also. So if they have their 3 midfielders, that's good. We're gonna play our weapons and play the way we know. If we have to do it in the game to change the way of the game, that's good. But to start just because they do it, no.
I don't think it's more because of them doing. It's more for me the battle in possession. The battle of possession won't be so dominating for Juve. It's going to be a pretty healthy split, maybe even advantage them. So
is that bad for us?
I don't
think I don't see that as a really bad.
It could be, but it depends.
But it could be good because let's say they have the possession and we start attacking them in space. Their defense is old. Like their defense is not looking good at all in space. And we're going to have 3 dynamic players with space every time. And we have shown that we can create from the back in some aspects. And so I just think
my big thing is the matches where you needed to, we didn't do it, and we got absolutely blown up. And we did not counter good. We did not transition good. So these matches out of the Club World Cup against actual real opposition, we got overrun, and none of that mattered because we couldn't even get to a point where those guys could be effective. Like you played City, you played Madrid, we were ineffective whatsoever.
Yeah, but against Madrid, Colomwani really destroyed our hopes when he missed that one-on-one. You get that one-on-one, it's a different game. Against City, we got destroyed.
I don't know. I don't know if that's a play. He needs an alternative. We'll see what he dials up. I'm not that scared of Inter, but I'm just saying early in the season is kind of when you want to work out the kinks and you want to find your alternatives. We can't go 3-4-2-1 right across the board every single game. Like you can't. There's going to be games you're going to get overrun. You're not going to win the battle in possession. You're going to have to change something up. We'll see how he keeps it level. Maybe he doesn't have any intentions on doing anything different, and that's why you got Zhegrova in here now too, and Openda. So who knows? Keep it the same. One trick pony. Fuck, as long as we win, I don't care. Does anyone believe Juventus wanted to pull the trigger on Colo until they saw what they were getting with Dusan? If they saw signs of him being good, the opportunity to pivot for depth. So do you think that they pulled shoot because of what Dusan's doing, Skanga?
No, I think it was as we saw it play out. They weren't going to, Comolli wasn't going to bend the knee on the price to PSG, and he wasn't going to bend the knee to Dusan on what value he was going to get back from him. I think he had a plan. He had it on his spreadsheet how he wanted it, and he stuck to his guns. And, you know, an angry Dusan is the best Dusan for us this year, right? Okay, we might lose him next year, but hey, let's get what we can out of him. If it's on the bench, so be it. But I think Comolli had his plan. Now we got to see how his plan works out. I was never sold on Colomwani for 60 million. I was like, that's crazy. But whatever, we got to spend 24 on Dusan.
I think they had intention of signing him. Yeah, I agree. I think it was PSG.
It's the money. PSG. The money was too much.
Can we talk Merda and Udine for a second, please? I don't think there's anything to talk about other than just laugh and one of these.
Stop it.
Great game. Great day yesterday.
Is Klaus more of a sub or a starter? More of a sub.
Sub. If everyone is healthy, sub.
Yeah.
Is Klaus the name of the villain in Die Hard?
Klaus.
I don't remember. I'm 27.
Klaus. Can we celebrate? Okay, everyone wants to celebrate,
Klaus.
Guys. Dude, I love it. Also, just the meltdowns out there from the Inter Merda fans, man. They have the audacity to talk about officials. They got away with shit yesterday too. If you watch the game,
picture of a guy's jersey being pulled like,
and
8
they
yards.
had the audacity to talk officials. Mavafancool, okay, get out of here. I'm not listening to it. Clowns. Giuseppe gives the Mercato an 8. Strong.
Appreciate it, Joe.
When Luis arrived today, he wasn't registered in the system, so he needed to help to Openda. Door to J Medical. Oh my God. Instant red. I know. We got more jokes coming in. When Luis arrived, he wasn't registered in the system, so he needed help to open the door. We got more That's jokes. Adam, you're not alone. It's not going to be straight red. I'll give you a yellow because I appreciate the effort. That's a yellow. That's a yellow. Okay? Good effort. That's better than Adam's for a while now. Adam,
that's actually not bad.
Adam
the more I read it, that's actually
Alberto's new nickname is Alberto Krostic. Sorry. What the fuck?
You want he's picking fights with the two old guys. That's not a good idea, sorry, sir.
What have I ever done to you, Sweaty? What the hell? You know what, Sweaty? You just got a red. Yeah.
To the change room, to the showers.
Adam.
Get him out.
Uh-oh. I was studying with Lois and asked him for a pen to write on the whiteboard. He didn't understand what I wanted at first, my gestures, and then he said, Openda. Openda. Yellow, Adam. Good effort. Good effort. Yellow there. Pierre Portela. Luca doesn't look dialed in. He seems like he's disassociating the whole game, reminding me of Luca when he was underperforming. I hope I'm wrong. Thoughts? My thoughts quite easy. Time. I'm not actually concerned.
No, I'm not concerned. Just a bad game. There's a lot of people that look bad against Genoa.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like it's more a little bit on how we play, like the game plan and everything. We made, while Genoa, I give them credit for making the game the way they wanted, broken and clunky, we also played into that hand. We weren't doing anything to really change it or push them back. So it's tough. There was way too many mediocre performances for me to get worried about him right now. I'm going to say it's okay. What are Scanga's predictions for Juve in 3 comps this season? So, Scanga, Serie A, Coppa Italia, Champions League.
So winning the first 2, I think we got a good shot at the Scudetto. Based on us losing those 26 points last year, like what are we talking about? That was we dropped a lot of points last year. We gained half of those, or even 3/4. We're in the fight. Just be in the fight. Realistically, I think it's top 2. I'm going to go Scudetto. Thinking more top 2. Coppa Italia, we have a good draw, so there's no reason why we can't go deep into that now that we have a little bit of bench. Champions League, I got PTSD like everybody else. Just make it to the knockout rounds and just hope for the best.
Yeah. Scanga with the Scudetto call. 2 games in.
Why not? We got the keeper. We got the strikers. We got the midfielders. It's just a chip and a putt, bud. Just a chip and a putt.
It's all in the hips.
Off we go.
It's all in the hips.
It's all
in the hips. All right. Good old Chubbs. Oh, sorry. I think I missed Mark here. In the last hours of the mercato, who would you go for to enforce our defensive line? It appears no center back is coming. Klaus.
Dream or reality?
Reality.
Klaus.
If it's dream, Margay. If I'm dreaming, give me Margay. But
they got to get him over to J. Klaus, the chopper. He's got to get over there now. We need him at J Med. Klaus. Would it still be possible to land Laporte? Oh my God, they're not even looking at center backs.
No.
Amigo.
No.
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
They are not even looking at center backs. It's going to be a wing back. I'm okay with it. We could possibly have the quickest attacking 3 in world football. Openda, Chico, and Zhegrova as an attacking 3 would be so crazy to see. Man, so Chico on one side, Zhegrova on another, Openda as a striker. You know what?
You'll probably see it.
As a change-up at some point would be absolutely wild to see.
You might see that in Coppa Italia.
Everything would be pretty crazy. Zhegrova's got to stay fit, man. Got to stay fit, and that could be big stuff for Juve. We'll see. What kit number you see Openda and Zhegrova wearing? Whew.
Those haven't been announced yet.
What's available right now? I'm trying to think.
They might be out there.
24.
Rugani.
Because he's
Rugani's
I wanted to say 24 because 24 is always open.
Oh my God. Frankie's getting into the mix here too. Look at these guys.
Well done, sir.
I actually don't know what he takes. Zhegrova could take 23, or is that Pinso? think Binsolio has 23.
Isn't he 22?
No, McKennie
No.
took 22.
Oh,
Right.
To give Di Gregorio 16.
Gonzalez's 11 is open.
11 will be open, but I'm trying to think of the other. Yeah. I don't know. That's their problem to figure out. Who's your starting 3 up front now? David, Zhegrova, Yildiz.
Agree. I
Yeah,
remember at the start of the
Go ahead,
season,
Frank.
I was when they didn't buy or not or were trying to buy Conceição, I was fantasizing about this. Don't buy Conceição, get Zhegrova. I think it's better. So the fact that we got him, I'm really happy about that. So probably those 3.
I do remember making a note. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, Scan. Sorry.
I do remember making a note on our game last year. I did the post game, I think, against Lille there. That son of a bitch has wheels. That's Zhegrova on the outside. Man, if his abductor is attached properly and he still has that speed, man.
I honestly think you can. I mean, pick your poison. Either Zhegrova's coming off the bench against tired legs, or Chico's coming off the bench against tired legs. Like
you're getting killed. You're
getting torched, right? So pick your poison. But I'll give the benefit of the doubt to Zhegrova from the start as just being a little bit more impactful and dangerous from the outset, and Chico coming off on tired legs. So that would be my starting 1A. But I'm absolutely fine if Chico starts 2 and you take Zhegrova off the bench.
But against
starting.
low blocks, I actually think probably Chico is gonna be better against low blocks.
Yes.
Yeah, like in space and stuff, Zhegrova will just cook. But I think Zhegrova will also be effective against the low blocks too.
Yeah, but I just think that in low block, I think Chico is like he's that small, and we you see in live, he's like
shifty,
like a mouse,
man.
like
Shifty.
Yeah, it's very shifty.
Nice. Let's keep machine gun. We got probably room for a couple more. I give you back all the next gen boys that love Huijsen, Sule. Are you going to wait 3 to 4 years to see if they're going to win? I doubt it. I give you back all the next gen boys that all J Twitter love. Huijsen, Barnekea, Sule, Nico Gonzalez, Rovella, Fabrota, etc.
No. So if all these players came back and were in our starting lineup, would we wait 3 to 4 wins until they prove themselves that we become winners after 3 to 4 years?
This is my big thing. Juve should never be waiting 3 to 4 years, period. Like the aim needs to be year in, year out, be at the top, be fighting for everything. You can't do that. You can't wait 3-4 years. And then if it doesn't pan out, then what? Like you can't do that at Juve.
Yeah.
Can't do it. So you guys, the stinker Balerdi had yesterday. Oh, did we see the stinker? I did not. No. Can we take time to laugh at this dude and give him a te? I'll give him a te.
Who's Balerdi?
Balerdi was the target that a lot of people wanted at the back line for Juventus and worked with Tudor before, but not many people were really fighting the fight there. Could have been 3-0 if David didn't air his ball, but I was mad, just shocked. And Leali didn't save Gatti's shot. Yeah, we could add better scoreline there. Yeah. The big thing here is 0 big chances created again in a performance. So Genoa, no big chances created. That's still big for us. Bremer makes a huge, huge difference, you guys.
Massive.
Joao Mario did well yesterday, all things considered. Were we lied to about this guy's defending capabilities? I don't know. There were some errors there.
Yeah, but
he did come back and he did a couple good.
He made a big block there, huge block, but he gave up shitty position for it to get to that point in the first place.
So
it's like it should have never really gotten to that point, but then he saved it. Also, Bremer got turned on that one as well. Like I was like, oof. That was a sketchy one. I like Joao Mario though, so I'm not like worried. Do not get misled by the Inter versus Udinese game. Inter bombarded Udinese, but we're very unlucky. Our defensive line needs to be in very top form. Your thought? it's going to be a dogfight, like Skanga says. You got to be in top form. We got to be in top form for every game, not just the big ones.
Exactly.
Like, you got to be top form every single game. One thing we haven't mentioned from the game yesterday and even the first game, it's early on in the season, but we have good attitude at the second half. There's no flat spots.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, like, it feels locked in for 90. And that was a big problem last year.
We've been flat, but we haven't, to your point, we haven't regressed in the second half.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Tudor said it at the end of the game, actually, that he liked the attitude of the team.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yes.
Agreed.
Koopa, we got room for maybe one more. You guys have been rocking today. If you were to change our formation, what would you change it to?
Frankie, go ahead, bud. What do you want? This is your chance. Tudor's fired. They brought in Frankie, the crazy Puerto Rican. What are you changing it to?
Probably 3-5-2 is the best thing we can do. I wouldn't change it, but 3-5-2.
Yeah, that's a slight tweak. I mean,
but
does a 4-3-3 get interesting with our players?
That the problem is, you can do it also. I forgot about Cambiaso.
Like,
and you still, and Kalulu as a fullback is much better than as a wingback.
Yeah. So if you had him as a fullback, you got Bremer and Gatti, who were a force at the start of last year together in tandem.
And you got the midfielders, you got the wingers, you got the strikers.
I think it's worth a look, but I still prefer how we're playing right now, personally.
Yeah, of course.
Skanga, any thoughts?
Nope. I think you guys nailed it.
I just
want to remind people that Kalulu was a fullback in Milan, right? So
yeah. It was good.
Plays a fullback.
Everybody, guys, we ran a little overtime. Skanga, Frankie, always an absolute pleasure. 2 wins out of the first 2 games. We got international break. I'll still do all the stuff. We'll probably even have a little international show here. And follow, of course, the Azzurri. Di Gregorio getting snubbed again. Fuck. How he's not number 2 to Donnarumma is wild.
What are we even doing?
It's wild. Guys, get the likes up, okay? We take one last look. This is the month of September coming up. I'm going to keep you in line with all the news in build-up. But for now, these guys are here, okay? Zhegrova.
Pull up your pants.
Openda. He's here. We might have one more wingback. But, hey, Italy will fix this. I had to show this one more time for Skanga. Pull up those pants.
Just
pull up those pants.
Boiling my blood.
Pull up those pants. Army, you guys are the best. Second to none. All right. We thank you. Drop a like, comment, clip whatever you enjoyed from the show. Send it out. We appreciate all the support. And on this note, we end it. Enjoy the day off, Skanga. Long weekend up here. Frankie, absolute pleasure. Okay. Hope it's not a long time. Getting you back on here. Had a blast. Everybody, life's good right now for Juve. Comolli, fino alla fine. He waited to the wire, but he got some business done. Okay? Yes, even our deals are fino alla fine. Thiago Giallo, $3.5 million, payable over 3 years. Fino alla fine is everywhere, you guys. So we're living it this season. Let's see what the season has in store, but it's a good start. Inter after the break. Are you fired up already? I'm fired up for it, all right? I'm fired up. Till next time, as always, fino alla fine. And Forza Juventus. Fuck yeah. Ciao tutti.
Set the tone.